Hi everybody, Courtney with Schneider Driver Recruiting, back here with Steve. Good to see you again. Steve always loves doing these, right?
Always.
Steve's one of our trainers here at our operating center in Green Bay. Today we want to talk to you a little bit about our driver simulators. Whenever I mentioned it to a driver over the phone getting ready for orientation to say what is that, I always kind of mention it looks a little bit like an arcade game, but basically, right?
Yes.
I think it looks like one. It's not necessarily like an arcade game though. Basically what these are meant to do is simulate an emergency, something that you might not come across. What do you do? How do you handle it? What are the options like that? So tell us a little bit more about them.
Most of our students will go through 3 different scenarios. They'll go through a skid pad, they'll go through steer tire blowout, and they'll also go through a stub out and braking. During this time of the year, fourth quarter, we're putting in through our winter defensive driving scenarios. We have 2 of them, and we'll show you one of them today.
Awesome. Yeah, and now you mentioned new drivers. We also use this for experienced drivers, owner operators. Basically, anybody coming on board is going to use the simulator at some point.
Correct.
Okay. I get a lot of questions too when I'm talking about it. If I'm not very good at this, or if I crash the truck, are you going to kick me out? Am I done?
No.
No. Good. Good to hear.
We just play the scenario again until you get it right.
Right. And that's another thing I want to emphasize, until you get it right. So we're going to work with you to keep working on it, work a little bit, make you feel more comfortable in a situation that may or may not come up.
Right.
Perfect. Now, all operating centers have one of these?
Yes.
Awesome. Perfect. So no matter where you're going, no matter what you're going to be doing, you're going to be in one of these if you're coming on board to Schneider.
Correct.
Perfect. What do you find, a lot of drivers saying about these? Do they find it beneficial, or they,
They do find it beneficial. It does help out on the road.
Absolutely. And we get a lot of questions about, obviously winter driving, which we'll talk about today. What do you find is most challenging about these?
Nothing. It's just
Nothing.
we're teaching you guys to use your guts, to use your abilities as a driver to get through these scenarios.
Okay.
We're trying to throw stuff at you so you can react to it in a nice, safe environment where you're not going to crash an actual truck.
Right. Now you mentioned before, like a couple different scenarios. How many scenarios can this thing do?
This thing can do hundreds.
Hundreds?
It can do hundreds of different kinds of scenarios, yes.
Now the great part about these things too, and I know we were talking about drivers using them as an office associate. We have classes that office associates can take that actually can use these. So I've been in one of these before. Very beneficial. I think mine had deer running out in front of me.
Yes.
Police officers off to the side because a crash had happened, but I was driving through. So lots of different scenarios that can kind of take place to help you slow down, do whatever. Now, are these automatic or manual?
Most of these are all automatic.
Okay.
We can switch it to manual if we had.
Right. Now, if you're going to be in an automatic truck, might as well just do it in an automatic as well. Perfect. Now, we can talk about it all day, but I think it's very beneficial to kind of see how they work. So you can hop us in and run through a scenario real quick?
Sure. Short scenario. So.
Perfect. And I won't chat
just
while
like
you're
a
driving.
regular truck. Yep.
I won't chat while you're driving. Just safety, #1 core value.
Seatbelt.
Seatbelt. Perfect.
Okay. So this is your winter survival one. Basically, you're just driving an automatic. You have mirrors on both sides. It's going to throw stuff at you like snow, etc., etc. Gets you to look in your mirrors. Gets you to watch what's around you. Like on a curb.
Has your speed right up front, right?
Yep, speed's right here, your tach's right here, all your gauges are right here. You also have your mirrors. You're going to take about maybe 15 seconds or so before you start getting into the winter stuff. You got highway coming up, signals on, checking your mirrors, speed limit 65. You can actually see your trailer in both the mirrors. You got traffic coming up on your left. It's basically your defensive driving skills is what we're going after, especially in the winter time. Try and make sure you got both your hands on the wheel, you're checking your mirrors, you're watching your trailer. Weather's supposed to come up here any time now.
Maybe Maybe it's just very cold outside.
Yeah. Well, I watched, here's the snow. And then it's just getting you to use your gut, right? So everything's starting to, you're losing visibility. I'm going to start using my brake to slow down because you can't really see what's ahead of you. Oops, I'm in the other lane. Just grab. Yes! So, there was an accident there. I should have stopped well before that.
Right, right. No, I think this is good. This is a great example too.
Because, yeah, weather comes up real quick. You got to
Yes.
be prepared for what you're doing.
Right, and literally within seconds, you went from I can see very far away to no
Nothing.
visibility,
Exactly.
which is great for winter
Right,
driving.
and we're just trying to prepare our drivers just to make sure.
That you were, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
basically
absolutely.
that anything can happen.
Right.
Perfect. No, I'm glad that it happened. It was good to see that it
crashed.
happens for everyone. Yeah. And we've heard from a lot of people that this works, right? It,
Yeah.
you know, makes you, when you're out on a road in a real truck.
Yeah,
then
before
this
we
will
had
work for
these,
you.
we had actual skid pad that was out here. We
Yeah.
use an actual truck to do a skid pad.
Right.
This helped me get out of my own skid that I got into. I was side by side with another truck. We're coming into a left-handed bank curve. My trailer kicked out to the left. His trailer was kicked out to the left. I used this scenario to help me get myself where I needed to be.
Right.
Yep.
So basically,
Save my butt.
lives.
Yep, save my butt. Yep.
Perfect, perfect. I'm glad to hear that. We get lots of feedback sometimes too about, you know, this really helped me. We had a former driver that just recently sent us a picture. His truck, a tire blew out, and because of what he learned in the simulator, he was able to
Right.
safely pull over, avoid crashing his truck, avoid hitting anybody else. So these are
really good, yes.
perfect, perfect. Well, Steve, thank you.
Anytime.
And we have, so this is live, so you can ask questions throughout the entire, you know, after we get off today about any of the simulators, we'll answer them for you. If you have more questions and you're not new to, or you don't work for us, you can apply online at schneiderjobs.com, text chat to 28,000. We have a lot of recruiters that can answer questions for you, recruiting assistants as well. Check those out. I keep mentioning new drivers. If you're a current driver too, you can use this too. So
Yep, just got to talk to your DVL and
talk to your DVL.
set up a time when you come in and do it.
Perfect. So yeah, if you want to freshen up, winter's coming.
Absolutely.
Winter's coming. We got to get you a little bit more back into the saddle, mentally prepared for everything that's coming up soon. So
Exactly.
perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Yep,
And again, if you
anytime.
have any questions, just make sure to comment below. We'll feel free to answer those for you. But thanks, guys.